Hello.
Hello.
It's your fave here, Mr. David Doherty J.
Thank you for having me back.
DDJ.
Love it.
And hello to all our wee Patreon supporters. Thank you
Yes.
so much for your continued support. Absolutely love it.
Totally.
I'm still trying to figure out how to engage and do things on the Patreon. But there was, who was it? Was it Frank said, absolutely love DDJ.
Oh, your Patreon folk are actually genuinely lovely because they will reach out every now and again and they'll send me a wee message.
yeah.
And they'll go, that was, or on Facebook, or they'll give me a wee follow on, not Facebook, Instagram. You can tell I'm in my 40s, which I'll still talk about. Everything's
The
Facebook.
Instagram.
The Instantgram.
The
Facebook.
Is that on Instagram?
Is that on Instagram? That's what we'll call it.
That sounds like an app that you can just buy, weed off.
Yeah.
Do you know
Instagram. Oh, yep, there we go.
You just press a button and you get an Instagram sent to the house.
Instagram. It should be like a black market drug thing.
Do you like them Amazon buttons when you run out of toilet paper? You press it and it reorders it for you. You just press that there and the weed
Instagram,
comes
I'm
to
running
your
low. Instagram, yeah.
Instagram.
I love how you went to weed and I instantly thought gram coke.
Oh.
You know.
You're more hardcore, Bruno.
I have just finished watching The Gentleman on Netflix.
I can't wait to watch that because here, can I tell you something?
It is very good.
Right, there's no point in me being secretive about it actually because Curtis listens to the podcast. But see your man Theo
James.
Do you not think he is
Is
absolutely bockable?
He's very, I think, yeah.
He's just
very good. I think it's the jaw and
just
the lips.
looking at him makes me have more saliva in my mouth.
I think it's the jaw and the mouth.
Oh jeez, and the eyes.
But I have a thing about nice lips.
Yes, it's the lips.
Nice
it
teeth.
is. It's the lips and the teeth. You're just like, because I had no interest in watching it, and then I saw him in it, and I was like, I wouldn't mind watching that. The Gentleman, and Curtis was like, yeah, it looks really good, and I didn't have the heart to say he looks really good.
Because he's very readable in it. He's Mr. Doable.
Yeah.
No, I have to say it is really good. It's one of the best things I've watched in a really long time. I really enjoyed it.
It looks a bit like Snatch.
It's very, because it's Guy Ritchie.
Is it?
So
that's why it looks like
it's pure Guy Ritchie, which is Guy Ritchie's Snatch, which is very different from Shane Ritchie's Snatch.
Shane Ritchie.
Very different movies.
Is he still married to Madonna?
No, God, no, they've not been married for donkey's age. She's going out with a 14-year-old or something now. Well, maybe he's about 27.
Why does she run about looking like Jocelyn Wilderstein?
She looks like an egg while we're gone. Doesn't she?
She does.
It's just very, whatever she's done to her face.
Yeah.
Because Madonna was always striking.
Yeah.
But
she's bloated. It looks like she's having an anaphylactic shock.
Always.
Doesn't it?
Always. And then
she's ate a peanut with a severe allergy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Madonna. Madonna Chacon.
Madonna
Chacon. Madonna. I go and do what you want. Go and do what you want. Mm-hmm. But because you remember Lady Gaga going about, she was wearing a dress made out of meat and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Do all these different things. Fabulous. But we are allowed to have a feeling about it. But I feel it also, Madonna does stuff to be, you can't just be shocking.
Yeah. It's just for the sake of it.
You can't just be
it's
shocking. It has to be camp. It has to be funny. It has to be witty. It has to make a point.
Yeah.
If you're just being ditties.
Yeah, look at me. Look at me.
Madonna's provocative rather than shocking.
Yeah.
You see, I would say it the other way around. I would say she's shocking rather than provocative, because provocative makes you go, a provocative person would be like,
oh yes, provoke some thought.
You go, oh, yes, she's making a really good point. Why can't a woman in her 60s, dress like that?
Yeah.
But she's not really, because whenever she's
if she did it so well, I don't know. I know I'm being really judgy here, but I just feel as though
we're not judging. We're just observing with comments.
It's a wee bit desperate.
It feels
with all
like
of the with all of the money that she has and everything. I mean, she could do something, but there doesn't seem to be any intelligence behind it.
It feels.
Do you know what I mean?
Because she never really.
She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
100%. I love that she does whatever she wants.
Yeah,
that is great. That's very freeing. And first, because she's a year. She's a year older than my mum.
Is she? But it just seems. Do you not feel like it's a wee bit attention whore?
Look at me. Things are going downhill whenever you start saying your own name in your songs.
I'm
Madonna, bitch. And you're You shouldn't need to say that you're a Madonna bitch.
Is that where it all went downhill for Britney?
I think when she's Britney. I remember all of Britney's songs used to be about like, I'm a girl who wants to do what she wants.
Yeah.
And
it was the perfect I'm a teenager who's not allowed to go out this weekend music.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like I can really identify
Email
with
It to
Britney.
My Heart. Do you remember her first album had a song called Email It to My
No,
Heart? It really dates it. Do you know what I mean? Email it to my heart.
Do you remember that? I saw this meme the other day and it was like years ago. Mail coming through the door. You were like, email. Ooh. And now you're like, emails. Like I literally have. Where do you see this? If I show you my email thingy. It's not even going to show you on this. There's like 33,116 unread emails.
No, what face you done there? You done the Chick-fil-A sauce?
No Chick-fil-A.
No Chick-fil-A.
She wishes sticks her
lips
lip. You need to say it.
I haven't seen it. I'm just laughing at you. I think I'll watch it, not even find it funny.
I feel like I see her every day. Whenever I put her on because like somebody does like a remix or somebody does like a thing, and then I've seen her own TikToks now because she's like, making herself all gorgeous.
Yeah.
God love her. I mean, she's gone from Chick-fil-A to like probably still working in Chick-fil-A, but people know who she is.
Yeah, like actually, you hear? I know what you mean. Still working in Chick-fil-A, but going, oh, it's a Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh,
girl.
look. Look at the lip.
Or do you have like a buffalo sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce. Barbecue sauce, yes. And then you want Chick-fil-A.
She does
this
look
face where she
crazy.
looks like an action. You look
You know who
like
she
a
looks like?
Muppet.
We bet like Momo. You know that?
Do you remember Momo? Go and kill your parents.
Yeah.
Wait till they fall asleep and then kill them.
Yeah. Fucking
I don't know.
Momo.
Is that Momo's voice? Momo.
I don't actually know because I don't care enough about what my kids are watching. I'm only joking. Sorry, I'm just going to eat that.
I'm going to take that one.
Do it. I'm all right.
It's like the maple glaze. Thanks, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons.
Tim Hornballs. Do you want to hear the word of the
Tim
week?
Hortons,
actually?
eh?
Tim Hortons. We paid for these ourselves.
Yeah.
This Tim Hortons, eh?
E?
Eh? Tim
Canada's favourite coffee.
Canada's favourite coffee, eh?
Speaking of which, though, do you know the way I watch all... I don't know what it is that...
I'm half of them.
No, thank you. I'm dead on. I don't know what it is that like captures my attention for some things, but I was absolutely addicted to watching this show called Big Timber on Netflix.
Right.
And it's
Is it like what it says in the tin? Is
yeah.
it like a reality thing? Do you
Yeah,
mean
it's
like,
a reality show about a timber company.
But like so.
These people that like go
I thought
in.
it was an innuendo.
Oh right,
I
no.
think it was like about like.
You would think it would be.
Big
Wasn't in
timber.
your
Get your
Get
mouth
over
on
here
my
and do
big
it after the
timber.
camera.
I'll never be seen doing
He went,
Timber. She got caught under my timber.
oh my god, I've got a root for you. Oh, I need to stop, but I take things too far and then turn
she's
myself.
caught in the woods under my timber.
We need to branch out a little over here. You know,
Like when they chop the tree sounds like timber.
that's what it is, though. They genuinely.
Get your mouth around my berries.
Yeah.
Who's like the American?
That was rotten, wasn't it?
I love it.
Who's the American,
I do
like-
that. I love it. You know, whenever you go, get your mouth. Yeah.
What do you call no like the American like folk story like the like the big giant Paul Bunyan? Is
Paul Bunyan.
He's got big timber.
It's a big giant who cuts trees down.
Oh, yeah. This is they cut trees down. That's all they do. And I'm like,
But like, what happens in the middle? Like, what happens? Are they,
they have to
are they
like
falling out.
they kind of There's sometimes they're like wee arguments and stuff because like somebody's not racking up the tree properly or
You've only cut down 100 trees this week. Yeah. You're going to have to get rid of you. You're getting fired next
You're
week.
too good at that. You are way too good at that. Like, fuck me sideways and bury me pregnant. That's awesome. But yeah, I get stuck into. I'm like, see, Canadian people as well. It's just like they're really sort of chill.
They're too polite.
Do you think so?
I think if a Canadian snapped, like it would be like pure
Murder.
bloodshed.
Yeah, like they don't have any in between. Do you think?
I think a Canadian.
It's like they're being, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, so polite, and then it's like, stop, just cut.
I think
your
I was
throat.
already standing in the queue, eh?
Yeah.
I think you jumped in front of me there, and then you're.
hulking
Oh,
it out.
Canada. I only know the first line of it in French.
What is it?
Oh, because it's I Love Celine Dion.
Is it Oh, Canada?
Oh, Canada.
I thought you were going to say, I know the first line of it in French. Oh, Canada. And that was it.
Canada, la terre de nos aïeux.
La terre de nos aïeux.
It's like the land of our ancestors.
No, it's not.
And that ties in well with that other segue that Paul Bunyan it's from a Quebecois phrase.
Quebecois.
Sorry, where is it? Bon yen.
Bunyan.
Which
Because I
means,
thought
like,
Bunyan,
surprise,
like dodgy foot.
or like astonishment. Bunyan.
I thought it was
That's the
Bunyan.
French for bunion, which means dodgy foot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I thought. I just think of a big dodgy foot.
It's so weird. Canadian French is really different. I don't. It is weird. Like they'll say, like they'll just use old fashioned, and compared to what the language that France uses, it's like old fashioned,
like archaic. They kind of do that in colonies, don't they? Though they keep the old.
Man, because they say like that's so the American dialect of English is actually high.
Yes,
a lot of aristocracies would have like spoken
in the Elizabethan times. English was a rhotic language, which means that they pronounced the R.
Yeah.
So English nowadays is a non-rhotic accent, so they'll say car instead of car.
Aye, but we actually are supposed to say it. You know,
closest,
to have the closest pronunciation to how it's meant.
How it was spoken at the time of printing of the
Even
King
our
James
accent,
Bible.
like we say ye and stuff.
Yeah, listen to yes.
Listen to ye, and now it's like, oh, you're not speaking. Well, you're not going to recolonize us all over again, try and re-educate us. Fuck away off around your own.
I hate when people say that's not right. You go, no, it's not standard.
I followed this
wrong.
guy on TikTok, and he tells you about how whenever people like to drag other people because of their use of English, so. Some people look down their nose on people who say, "Oh my God, I'm literally like," and he actually tells you how that's not wrong. Do you know what I mean?
If enough
like,
people say
really
a thing, it can't be. If enough people say a thing, it can't be wrong.
But like, it's still the same as saying, "I'm really tired," right? That's just like superlative in a way, isn't it? It's just like you're just. Why is that not as valid as saying, "I am literally so tired"? Do you know what I mean?
So
or like the way we say use or
collectively.
uses. Like I'm convinced. I've never done any research into it, but I'm convinced that because there isn't a word in English to describe that, whereas in Irish you have shiv or shivsha. So, which is like basically Irish for use and usings.
Right.
So I'm
like French is tu and vu.
If you hear Shivsha in the fucking prison, you're like, oh shit, stay away from him.
So shiv right up the hole.
I feel like that was our way of like creating that wee loophole.
Yeah.
English
we love a loophole.
English did have
collective
singular, which is thou, thee, thine. So do you know when you talk? Do you know if you're saying the Lord's Prayer?
Yeah.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be
thy name.
thy name. You're talking to God as if you know Him.
Yeah.
So if you were talking to somebody that you didn't know, you would use you or ye, or if you were talking to many people, you would say you or ye. And we just lost the informal one, or the singular, and it became we just kept you.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually.
We did have it in English, but there's so many things that we've lost. Which is whenever these people who talk about English, English pronouns and English grammar, it says it's like no, English is a language that's alive, and so therefore it's fluid and it changes, and you might not.
I mean, the dictionary still gets words added to it every single year. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's it's
can't control a language.
The best part about it is
people speak it.
Sometimes I'm like, did you understand what I meant? Well, then. Fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did the communication get through to you? Well then, all right.
You know those people that like to go, it's vice versa, not vice versa, or it's and you're
the only
just
time
like,
I would go, the only thing would be in case I was getting it wrong, I would go, did you mean not because I'm trying to point out that the person said it.
You're just trying to confirm that you understood.
Did I understand? Right, yes, no, what you're saying. Yeah.
Is there a word that you use that you think you should be added to the dictionary, or do you think we need a word for something that doesn't exist?
Oh, yes, probably.
A should-a word. Should-a word, like for a word.
What are they called? Neologisms.
Neologisms.
So it's like new words that are invented all the time,
That
and they're
makes
put in
sense.
things. So like things that don't have like omnishambles. Do you remember like a few years ago there was omnishambles?
Omnishambles.
Like everything was just a complete
mess.
clusterfuck. Well, that would be a good one for the Patreon.
Do you want us to... Oh, we'll think about it and we'll do it on the Patreon. Like a word that we think should be a word.
Yeah.
Yes.
And words that you think should be a word, send them into us and we can like look at them.
Yeah.
And,
Or is there a word that you use that you've invented that you just know?
and we could send it to the Oxford English Dictionary to
And try and
say,
get it
could
in.
it be added?
Yeah.
that
It would
would be awesome.
like sometimes just to cover your tracks, it has to be something really, really new, and it has to be very, very
relevant.
specific. So it'd be like a word for recording a Patreon episode of your podcast.
Yeah. Patreoning, you know.
DT shuckification.
DT
With like Leo Varadkar
shuckification.
leaving the office just now.
DT shockification.
DT shockification. Oh my god, I love
That
it.
rolls off the tongue so well.
Yeah, it really does. And he's kind of like shocked himself as well.
Is like Leo Varadkar has just
De-shocked himself.
DT shockified the Doyle.
And then whenever we were coming up in the lift there, right? For anybody who doesn't know, we're going to move soon, but and I will miss this place. But the lift is like it's the same lift that was installed back when this used to be like a mill.
Victorian.
Yeah, like and you get into it and it started going dig, 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 and we were just standing in it and looking at each other, talking away, and not really. And then David, I forget sometimes whenever you're in there with people, they get afraid. David was like, "What the fuck's going on
It felt
here?"
like that there was an owl woman from the Victorian times.
Yeah, like
In it with
rattling
you.
Yeah.
Like that's how it goes up. She wrenches it up.
So I called it the apocalypse because it feels like the fucking end of the world whenever you're standing in it. You're
I don't
shaking
get
like a dog's
afraid.
gonna die.
See, during the day I'm fine, but see if I come back here to like left equipment to go to a gig
Yeah.
and there's nobody in the mill, or I'm like coming back after like a gig to drop gear off and it's like pure silent. There's nobody about to help you. I like press the button and then like blast myself. I go like, hopefully I make it to the other side.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be, we used to have gigs in here.
One of these days that cable is going to snap though. Like that cable is probably hanging on
It's
by a
happened
thread.
before. Like, we used to have gigs in here up on the top floor, and there used to be like 300, like young people going to this gig, on a Saturday night, and it was just completely inundated. There wasn't enough space for everybody, and every single time the lift broke, like, and you would just come down the corridor and you would just see like these ones like with the lift doors open and they're like in between two different floors,
Like something out of
like,
Final Destination. Do you know what I mean?
And
Like
they're
trying to
all-
get out of the lift.
And they're all
Yeah.
screaming, "Ah!" and they're getting squished against the wall and all. And I guess we
my
gotta get
God.
out of here.
Did you ever watch the movie Devil?
What's that?
It was where they're all like
You took away the wee shiver.
they all
The shade bag.
they're like stuck in a lift, right? There's like 7 people in a lift,
I've heard of it.
and it just suddenly stops, and every time the lights go off, somebody dies,
Ah, no way.
and they're trying to like work out who like has killed it, but it turns out like the wee old woman who was in it was literally the devil.
Get
And
away.
was like killing it because all
Spoiler
these
alert.
people had like sinned.
Said it was on. Like, it's in the title.
Devil.
Devil in the lift. Old woman.
Scurry.
Old woman who.
There's nothing
disguises
scarier than
herself.
an old woman and an elevator.
Will I tell you? An owl doll. No, a pissed off owl doll who's coming to like.
I thought you were
Make
going to
you
say
re-
a pissed out owl doll because they're
Pissed
worse
out.
too. Have you ever smelt one?
The ones who.
There's also really pissed out men too. Let's not.
And they try to like cover it with brute.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's thinking.
Brute force. Here, hold on. We need to
Hey,
do the word of the
Corrali.
week because it'll probably come in. This one's quite relevant.
Right.
So,
A solecism. So solecism. So usually
have you read my notes?
I haven't. No.
you have.
So
I promise you I haven't. So sol usually means like alone.
yeah,
Like singular.
solid.
Sorry, I was just too busy.
Or sun, something to do with the sun. But I think
I know
in
what you mean.
But I think sol means like alone, like singular.
Solitary.
Solecism.
Because whenever I heard it, I thought if somebody said solecism to me, I would think it's somebody who wants to be by themselves.
But is it
it's-
something that you only say? Is it like an idiosyncratic
There's
term
two,
that you
there's
only
two.
use?
You're close. You're very. Yes, you're very close. You're very close because there's two meanings for it. You can use it. it's a word that can be used in reference to language, right? So it's, do you know what? I'll give you the proper definition so that I'm not like paraphrasing. So it's a mistake in the use of words or the structure of a sentence, right?
Right.
So do you know the way you were telling me about your granny in the lift?
My granny was famous for just getting things wrong, but we knew what she was talking about. So Nana couldn't say. Do you remember about 15 years ago there was the whole thing? Everybody's owl, like granny and auntie, were all buying shredders.
Yeah.
All their
bills.
All their bills.
You wouldn't want anybody knowing what your next bill is.
But she was like, you've got to shred that there because somebody will steal your identity.
Identity.
So she called it her identity. So, she could never work out. She could never get into her head that Japanese and Chinese are not plural terms.
Right.
So, for example,
so she would say Chinese.
Japanese.
No, she would. No. She would say Chinese.
Oh, stop it!
He's Chinese. He's Chinese and he's Japanese. Because she thought that that's two Japanese.
Your granny's adorable. She's like dice, dice and die.
Dice and die. But she thought that Japanese.
Japanese person is a Japanese and two is Japanese.
He's a Japanese and he's a Chinese. Because one day she turned around and she went, I bet you the wee Chinese man who invented chicken fried rice is a millionaire now. And we...
There's one man. Yeah.
One man invented a whole cuisine. It was
King
one
Po just sitting on his throne like, yes, that's my patent.
See if you take this rice, fry it, and put a wee bit of egg, scallions and chicken on it. And then and then it just went worldwide. Now he's a millionaire.
He's a millionaire. He is fucking rolling and it's rolling in rice.
All
day long. I kind of love whenever people mispronounce something. Whenever kids do it as well, and you just don't ever want to correct them. Because you're like, it's adorable.
Do you know what I mean? To be like, yes.
But then they get to a certain age and you're like, grow the fuck up, right?
That's not cute anymore. You're 45. Because my friend's wee girl calls like the sitting room the sipping room.
The sipping room.
Because you go and you sip your tea.
Oh, stop it.
The sipping room.
That is adorable.
And so they've started, and then it's just now.
The sipping room?
No, it's just what they call it.
What's
the other term?
The other way of using it is like, so it's like a rude or ridiculous breach of good manners.
Oh.
So, or like something that's out of the norm or inappropriate. Like it would be Solecism to wear white after Labour Day.
Okay, like a kind of nearly a societal taboo. Like there's no reason for it to be against the law, but it
just is.
Aye.
Aye. So, like, funnily enough, on Solecisms, I was watching these wee memes the other day that were making me laugh, and it was like, not memes, it was like a example, whenever you see people threading, like people writing underneath other statuses, and it was, what's like a really rude thing that you do that isn't actually rude? Like, so it's not actually a rule that it's rude, but it's just you shouldn't do it. And someone was like, going into the bathroom in the urinal and standing behind someone while they're going to the toilet waiting for your turn when there's loads of other urinals free.
That's weird.
Yeah, or this was my favourite one, but asking someone to put their window down and then putting yours up as theirs goes down. Do you know what I mean?
But that's psycho behaviour.
I saw another one like that. It was like it was like in America. I was like, if you see anybody with like a ball in their hand, like American football or something, you like put your arm up, like throw me the ball. Then when they throw you the ball, you put your arm down and let it just go wherever.
See, I was thinking it's more like people who don't put people who don't put their trolley away at the supermarket.
Yeah,
people who
that's a Solecism, right?
People who leave their trolley in the car park. I call that the asshole test.
Yeah, that is, or leave their tray behind them in the food.
I was just going to say that in a
see the way I read your mind. Yeah, see, like I was in Castle Court one day and I had the kids, or I had like, that's nothing, that's just the lift.
For not to worry.
I had Deke, and I think
we're from Northern Ireland. It's like there's an alarm of a good 20 minutes before that's going to happen.
On. If anybody dies, like we'll leave maybe.
It'll be all right. If anybody starts squealing, we'll hurry it along. Like, but it's all 20 minutes.
Fine, yeah.
I used to love seeing school. There was like a bomb scare, and they used to be like, So bomb scare, we'll probably be leaving about 3.
Yeah.
We'll get out early because it's a bomb scare.
Just
See, there's good
absolutely.
things about the Troubles.
There was good. My ma said she went to a disco before with, I think it was my daddy she was with and like her brothers and sisters, and they all drove to get into this disco and they wouldn't let them in because they said it was too full. So they rang in a bomb scare because they were raging.
Just right.
They were like, fuck you.
Just right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the sort.
Isn't that terrible?
That's the sort of behaviour I could condone.
Yeah. That's the kind of petty I can get behind.
get petty.
If I'm not going, nobody's
Petty
fucking
terrorism?
going.
Petty terrorism.
Petty terrorism.
Like
Yes.
nobody's getting killed.
Petty terrorism sounds like, like
A drag queen
Yeah,
from
drag queen or
Lurgan.
like a
Terrorism.
pantomime villain.
You're like sewing like prawns into somebody's curtains. Like nobody's gonna die, but your house is stinking. It's inconvenient.
Yeah, petty terrorism.
Petty terrorism.
Absolutely. Do you know that Kurt once told me he was speaking to this girl who worked behind the bar over in London, and she was a psycho, right? And she was like, he was working behind the bar at the time too, and she had told him that she was moving out of her flat because she didn't like her flatmates. Right? So what she did was she did a shit, right? She defecated.
She defecated.
She defecated and froze it.
We got a defecated coconut.
Defecated boba nut, right? She froze it in the freezer, took it out,
that's
and
a lot
then
of work.
grated it over the radiators. I was like, no, hold on for a second. There are too many steps involved.
Too many elements.
There.
Why did you not just take your shit and smear it behind the radiator?
Why did you even have to do it? Why couldn't you just put a fish there? A kipper or something?
No, but she wanted it to be like, this is me.
I was like, that girl is unhinged. I was
want
like,
you
she
to
needs to be
smell
locked up.
my shit.
Yeah.
That's what she was thinking.
See, the
Wrong.
a bit of petty terrorism, right? Like
Petty terrorism, right? This is our new phrase. We'll have to think of
Petty
examples
terrorism.
of petty terrorism.
If you have indulged in any petty terrorism,
Let
please
us know.
do send us in and we'll read it out.
We used to go into the curries in town when we were teenagers, and the, like Bluetooth speakers were just new.
Right.
And so the staff hadn't even worked out, like what way these
because you were all
work.
12, you knew exactly what to do.
Yeah. So we used to just like play the most, like connect up the Bluetooth speaker. But we would be across the way in like HMV, but you could like watch across, and then like put on like techno chicken or something, or like just random like pat sounds or whatever.
I do love it. Or
and
really
just
bad language.
yes, and just watch them like go where the fuck's not
Okay.
coming
Trying to
from.
work out.
Trying to work out.
That's a really good
Dak!
idea, though.
Dak! Is that you? Dak, what's this happening?
I think we should actually do that. Like, we
Just
really should.
go out.
I did it. I kind of petty terrorized a flatmate of mine once, actually. Not by, like, putting bobos anywhere.
Bobos.
But the thing was, we were in
Bobos.
uni, and I still apologise,
Is that what
bobos.
you called them?
I call it
But
bobos.
see,
But then my nickname is Bobo, because Bronagh.
Bobo's gonna
my
get
nephew
you.
and niece Bobo, that was their bottle.
Oh, they're Bobo?
The Bobo.
But Bobo is like a West Belfast like endearing term for a shit.
For a shit,
Oh,
yeah.
Bobo, like
I
a
go to the
job,
chat.
eh?
Did you do Bobos?
You going to your Bobos?
Yeah, go do your Bobos.
To your Bobos.
Yeah, your Bobos, do you not know?
Do you want a wee Bobo? Because do you want a Bobo, son? Do you know what I mean? Oh, let's make it
Bobo?
all.
It's just like I still say it to the people. I'm like, oh, somebody's done Bobos. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Or a friend, whenever we were young, like a friend of mine, his family called them no-nos.
No-nos?
Like no-nos.
Oh, no-nos, the no-nos.
That's fucking shit guilt.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You growing up.
And
Keep you that right up your wee ass till we
just
get home. They
you
can clean it
leave
up.
that there. Maybe that's what happened.
Stool stuffer.
Yeah. Yeah. Stool.
Chai's like actually full of shit. It's like a,
Yeah.
like a here, their wee
Oh, I
face.
just got an image of the, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows when the snake comes out of Bathilda Bagshot's mouth.
Why?
Oh my.
And it's a
So
big
are you thinking
Yeah.
a Bobo coming?
Bubble-esque.
You know that is.
Turns you all into shake.
That was. Do you know that used to
The
be?
Highland Horror shit.
That's our fucking chamber of secrets,
Right.
alright.
Yeah, she's definitely slithering out of somewhere.
Slithered out of our hole.
That used to be one of my irrational fears.
Been turned into shit.
No, like
Oh, shit coming out of your mouth.
shit coming out of my mouth. Because was it DDJ we were watching the like every TV show in like the
Yes,
mid
back
noughties,
in
or
the-
was it with Luke?
No, I don't. I think it was.
Was it with you? Like, and it was like, here is a family of 7.
That was us. Everybody.
Yeah.
They're all poor and fat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one of them on one time when I was like quite young, and I remember it was about fast food and like diabetes and stuff, and it was talking about like this epidemic of obesity like coming over kids, and like how they were just all eating McDonald's, and it said about this like wee lad who he ate so much fast food that he started shitting out of his mouth. How ever true that is.
That's a horror story the mas tell the kids. Like,
I know.
if you keep eating that, remember it used to be like you're gonna get worms, but like
You didn't have had worms, eggs in it. To give you worm, do you know what I mean?
But I just used to imagine this. Like,
maybe if you just cook my fucking sausages, Brenda, would be alright. Do you know what I mean?
But do you imagine like just sitting with yourself watching TV and you're like, and you do a burp and then it smells like shit and then you're like,
I just think that could happen.
That's how you know you're dying.
But you'd be your bile would be totally perforated and coming up. You'd be dying. Like,
It has happened.
Or a
to people.
Boric.
or a boric. Oh, because you're eating your shell.
Yeah.
Oh, Boris! Oh my God! Yeah,
It's
love
like,
it.
or like. You know, like you're a really shit human,
Shitception.
a shit human caterpillar. There's only one of you. You're shit like your own mouth.
The human worm.
Anyways,
Sorry.
yeah.
Does anybody have a wee? We are freshener. Does anybody have a wee?
Toilet roll.
Does anybody have
Have I got a Rolo?
Has anybody got a mint? Tic Tac.
I'm horrified.
It is, but there's like a thing on I can't remember where I found it, but it's like it's on like Pinterest and it'll be on Instagram and things like that. It's like people's fears that people don't talk about. So that would be one of them. One of them was like a girl and she talks about whenever you get like a wee raggy bit of skin.
And you think if you're going to pull it, it's just going to rip
gonna
your whole
go
hand off. Yeah. Like a fucking orange peel.
or like or like people who are afraid to go to the toilet because they thought that there's like a man's gonna pull. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They got it into their head.
I still, to this day,
Yeah.
I still, before, no matter how badly I need to use the toilet, I will always lift the lid and look under it. And I've started trying to get over it because water and all, you're meant to like save water, but I usually flush the toilet before I sit on it to make sure that there's nothing up underneath the rim because I'm terrified of spiders. And for all my doing this and for all everybody telling me that I'm ridiculous, 10 years ago, right? It was just over 10 years ago now.
10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago. I was in London.
London town.
And I was in my aunt's house. And as I went to the toilet,
My maiden aunt.
I was very intoxicated.
I had been imbibing thoroughly throughout the night.
And I had, yes. And I was not compos mentis at all. And I remember thinking, should I lift this seat? I remember thinking, why are you still doing this? You're drunk. You don't. And then I went, you know what? The one time, and I lifted that toilet seat just to check, and there was a spider underneath it. And I ran out to like justify. I was like, come see the spider.
Shake running down the back of you like I say because you were too excited to tell everybody.
I just remember, I forgot about this, but come see the spider. Yeah, and by the way, sorry about your floor.
By the way, I'm going to need a few paper towels in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still to this day go, that was I remember thinking, why am I doing this? And I checked it and I went, that was the one time that I didn't check it and that spider would have been there.
That's what happened.
It would have went up my bum.
But you probably just would have like peed or pooed on it and it just would have been...
But no, what if it went up your bum and laid eggs and babies and then all spiders come out your mouth? And your eyes and your nose and your ears?
And you're like,
You're just a living spider.
You're just like a big...
Do you know what
Spider
I think
woman?
it was?
Like that
Watching
dude.
Arachnophobia as a child. Absolutely.
Or do you remember,
traumatised me.
what was the film and he was like, and all the spiders all came out of him? Was it,
You know, was that not Men in Black with all the beetles?
yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Aye.
I want a glass of sugar water.
Why's it always got to be spiders?
Yes. Ron Weasley.
Hey, like your man Robert Grant got that because he was able to do this. Like non-stop for 3 years. Do you know that wee boy just did this?
Let's both do that for the cover of this this episode.
I think that is just the face.
Yeah, look.
The face.
Harry!
Are you sure, Harry?
Do you know, I've been reading Harry Potter to the kids, right? And, you know, one of those big, like, colourful illustrated
Oh, yes, they are
and
gorgeous.
we're on, like, the second last chapter of The Philosopher's Stone, and Cohen has been a wee bit of a shit these days, where he's like, what's it doing for you? You know, and
Oh, he gets bored easy.
He was getting, so I was reading, I'll read half a chapter then. Or if he really wants more, I'll read the full chapter. And I was reading it's called Into the Trapdoor. So it's whenever they go underneath the trapdoor. And it ends with, so Harry went into the final chamber and realised that he wasn't alone. And our Cohen went, who is it, Mummy? Who's in the chamber? Who's there? And I went, I'm not telling you. Like, he's really suckered. He thinks it might be Snape. I was like, he has no fucking clue. God love him.
Doesn't know.
And he's going, come on, Mummy, come on, just one more page. And I was like, no.
This is called a
You
cliffhanger.
have to, and he's going, please. The
You just,
fucker wouldn't even think
you
of
just
putting
like
in the book.
audibly in his room go boom, 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 boom.
Get out of my chamber, family.
Get out of, give me the bloody stone.
I'm your mother.
Your mother. We can achieve great things together, Harry.
When I make my move, you're free to check the king.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
No,
Harry. Meme-tastic.
It's got to be you, Harry, not me, not Hermione.
Yeah.
And Hermione's like, why can't it be me? Fuck you, Ron.
And then you got Justin Timberlake going, it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me.
Oh, next month is the month where we get to say, it's April. Next month, and then that wee picture of Justin Timberlake, and everybody just knows.
It's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me.
Justin Timberlake, he can go piss. Fuck himself.
I know. Do you know I was talking about him on Mudblood? Spoiler alert.
Spoilers alert. You have to watch it all together, Mudblood and
He
or to
is
get the
a
whole story.
dickhead.
I don't like him at all.
He didn't he make Britney have an abortion, and then he
Well,
went and talked shit about her.
That's what she says in her. Obviously, we've always got to say allegedly,
or as allegedly, or as in our Solecism,
That's it.
or as I love whenever people say over here.
Irregardless.
Over here, our allegedly is apparently.
Well, apparently.
Whenever we say apparently, we mean you can't hold me to rights over it.
So Solecism, right, is like the word version of a malapropism.
Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely.
So whereas a malapropism is using the phrase incorrectly, Solecism is using a word.
Like a word incorrectly.
Because
you know,
well, that's
in a
sort of
sentence.
that became so right. Our word crocodile, right, and in French it's crocodile.
Crocodile.
But in Spanish it's cocodrilo. Because somebody said crocodilo wrong at some point in Spanish history, and then it just became the word, so it became a malapropism of cocodrilo.
Wow.
Everybody just then took it on.
That's brilliant. Cocodrilo.
And in the south,
I imagine that person was a really fucking alpha male, and he was just like, no, it's crocodrilo.
you are saying the same as me, or you all die.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get your heads cut off.
Yeah, the French have made this thing called the guillotine.
I am not saying the same thing as the fucking French. Those frog fucking motherfuckers.
Tequila.
Ole.
Frog fucking. Those fucking frog munching surrender monkeys, as Curtis calls them.
We will kill them. We want nothing French. Because even like a croissant in French and Spanish is croissant.
Is it?
Like, that's like, and you spell it differently.
That's like your
Croissant.
granny refusing to say things right. It's a crescent.
Croissant.
It's a crescent.
I'll have the chicken fajitas. Now tell us this, is that spicy, son? Because that's what I tell you. See, I can't really do, it'll be flying out of me. Oh, dear.
Both
what I tell you.
ends. Arch like a dragon's nostril.
It's only them are pan chocolates.
What, pan chocolates.
Pan chocolates.
And that's another thing. So depending on what side of France, in the north they call it pan au chocolat.
Right.
And in the south it's called chocolatine.
Chocolatine. I like the south. Are they more whimsical?
Then what because like this, we had like pan au chocolat in a cafe, and this wee boy was like, "It is not pan au chocolat. It is chocolatine." And I was like, "Nobody fucking asked you, Claude.
Yeah,
Okay."
Claude, absolutely. You need to get your whole
Va te faire foutre, you little shitbag.
fat to faire foutre.
Go fuck yourself.
I love it. Fat to faire
Va te faire
foutre.
foutre. Or if you want to tell somebody to shut up in French, you go ta gueule.
Ta gueule.
That means like, so gueule is your mouth, like a big animal mouth. So it's ferme ta gueule, but French people don't say that.
Your
Just go,
mouth, like-
just go ta gueule.
It's like shut your gob.
Shut your
Or
gob.
like you know the way people go, shut your mouth.
Shut your face.
Instead of saying,
Shut your beak. Like, shut your beak.
yo, shut that hole in your face.
You shut your pie. Oh, I'll shut it for ya.
I always think about that poor woman at the end of Titanic sitting on that boat. It's all, and there'll be one less in this boat. if you don't shut that hole in your face. Like she's been up, you know what I mean? Like
that's the ultimate getting caught in the middle of a fight. Like where was she going to go? Like she couldn't go into the kitchen to get away from him. She's just sitting on the boat with them fucking fighting.
I never.
Oh, it's a bit.
I never.
It's a bit nippy.
I've never been so affronted in my whole life.
I do hope we get rescued soon because this is awkward.
And as soon as we get home, I'm having you arrested.
Can I ask, does anyone have a rag? Because I think I've shit myself.
Yes.
It's all been a little bit overpowering. What with the Titanic sinking and being in the middle of the Atlantic. Oh,
you know,
it is a bit nippy.
The Titanic isn't the only thing that went down in the tubes today.
my bags went down.
I think I've left my toilet roll on board.
I dropped my bags and threw my arse over the side of the boat. Leonardo DiCaprio, if you grab a hold of that, you might survive.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hang on to her big shape so they doesn't drown.
It's a floater.
Thanks, Rose. Terrible.
I know. I love the way she says, "I'll never let go," right before she breaks his hand off hers and fucks him into the ocean.
I'll never let go.
She's fucking pie.
I said, let's go. She goes, spoof.
Kidding. Bye.
Bye.
I read this thing before, or was it somebody told me about? Might have been Kurt. Like it says, imagine meeting the woman of your dreams, marrying her, going on to have kids and grandchildren, a massive extended family. You love each other well into your old age. You finally die, and you're up in heaven waiting for her, only for her to die and go down to the Titanic to this dude she knew for 3 days. Like, what did Rose do? Like, why is that accepted? I'm sure, like, there's a version of it from Cal's perspective where it's like, yeah, proposed to this woman and gave her the heart of the ocean. It was going to give her everything she ever dreamed of, and then she fucked some, like, third class.
Well, he was a prick. I remember watching in the cinema when the bit because I watched the Titanic in the cinema on Banbridge in like 1996. I saw it about 2 or 3 times because it was like different friends who hadn't seen it. I couldn't watch it now. But I loved it at the time. But the bit where our cinema had like an interval so that you could go. It was like one of those first big super movies.
Get away.
It was like over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And there was an interval and you could go outside for a smoke.
Oh, really?
Come back in.
Considered.
And it was on the oldest projection unit in Europe at the time. The IV Cinema in Banbridge had the oldest projection unit, so it came in the big canisters.
Oh.
And they loaded them in. And I remember the bit whenever she, like, and she spits in his face. The whole cinema went, way! Like this, and they loved it. So they
loved it.
Billy Zane plays a good body.
Billy Zane, yeah, he has a bit of a fuck-off face, doesn't he?
He's got cunt face.
Like. Say shut your mouth in French again.
Ta gueule.
Ta gueule.
Ta gueule.
Ferme ta gueule.
Ferme ta gueule.
Ta gueule. I might have a drag character and call him Ta gueule.
Ta gueule. Da gueule.
Or
Da gueule.
You like your da?
Da gueule.
Da gueule. It's like an Irish French.
or instead of tag,
What is the crack with
it'd be
you?
like tag.
Ta gueule.
Tag earl. Tag earl doll. Oh my god,
It's
I love
Irish
it.
French. Ta
Oh,
gueule.
here, tell me the dirty word.
So, dirty word today is...
Ooh.
Right, I'm just going to right. I think this is probably pronounced ochlophilia.
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 Is it something to do with eyes?
Do you know... You're not... No, but I can see why.
You can see why.
I can see why.
I can see why. Aren't you a punny man?
See why. I can see why. Ochlophilia.
Is it something to do with, like, loving octopuses?
Is it to do with song? Like ocarina sort of thing? Like
Oh, no, you're thinking like the Ocarina of Time.
Zelda.
I'll tell you now what it is. So it is ochlophilia. Ochlophilia, which comes from ochlos, which means a mob, populace. Philia of like your philias, your attachment to, refers to those who are sexually aroused by the presence of a crowd.
Ooh.
So there is gregomulsia, which is to be fondled in a crowd. I don't know, because like, you know the way in Japan they've got like trains, like train carriages just for women, because like there's all these women were getting like
Abused.
Yeah,
There's a
like, sticking
term.
their
For,
hands up
do
there.
you remember we discussed that? Or like men who public transport. Yeah.
And so they've got their own. So Oclophilia. This may include orgies where people are surrounded by others having sex, or a large gathering where performers and revelers are semi-nude and pressed against one another. Some feel compelled to seize the opportunity the anonymity offers in a crowd and grope those near them, which is fine if that's what you've signed up for.
Yeah, if it's all consensual.
If everyone's like, you might get your arse felt.
I used to see people
that
like
sounds
done like crowd surfing and stuff.
Yes.
Something
I
a wee bit.
was always like, I think there's a wee bit of that that's like, oh, I like being.
I have been
Fronted by
warned
the
to never
crowd.
crowd surf as a woman because you just get like groped.
Yeah.
No, you get pure knuckles in
Yeah,
you.
no, it would turn the life out of me. I would end up punching people and getting dropped to the
Would
floor.
you then, because people generally crowd surf that way, don't they? Like the crowd surf face up.
Yeah.
It depends.
Oh, do they?
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't.
Kurt
guess.
Cobain get like
often-
punched by a security guard for crowd surfing?
Like often, like if it's the audience member that like jumps up on the barrier and then goes back,
Yeah.
yes, then it's face up. But then a lot of performers, obviously, when they're like diving into a crowd, are face down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just imagine like everybody just stepped aside, stepped out of your way,
I
and
know.
just let you fall.
Oh, listen to this. Hirschfeld, I don't know who Hirschfeld is, wrote of the problem a few priests endured when London first opened the underground train system, the tube. So what's that, like the 1880s, 1870s?
I thought it would have been like late 1800s, like 1890s, no?
That sounds right. So they first opened the train system, causing them to uncontrollably ejaculate because they were unaccustomed to warm bodies pressing against them from all sides.
Stop it!
Oh, there's something sad about that.
Well, I never.
Well, I never. And you never will if you don't start.
Imagine that, like they're just not used to, and they're on the train as well, so there's vibrations. And they're just
Imagine those old first
Like-
trains where it's all like this here.
Your commute is never going to be the same ever again. You and Philip go to work every day together,
Father
and then
Philip.
next minute you and Philip are pressed up against each other, and you're creaming yourself.
intimately acquainted.
And you're like, right now, I'll never look at Philip the same way again.
Father's coming down the tracks.
Fella.
Oh my god. Philip. I didn't say fill up my fucking arsehole.
Pack up your shoes with jizz.
Fill up your
Fella.
Can you just imagine being on the train and like turning around and seeing someone's happy face?
It's like Rupert Grint.
Is that a free sin then? You don't get
Did you just have you just fuck's sake?
Does that mean that they get away with it's not a sin if they can't help it? So if they're on the
Surely
train,
not,
so do you
yeah.
reckon they were all going on the trains on purpose so that they could get a free orgasm?
I would have pure
Off the books.
But there's something sad about that they're so unused to people touching them that like people just being on either side of them makes
That's
them pure
extreme
fucking
blue balls.
No wonder.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
It's
not natural.
Normal.
Isn't it Freud that said the only kind of sexuality that's strange, that is unusual, is no sexuality?
But imposed upon yourself, because like there are people who are just genuinely, and they've tried. You know, like a lot of asexual people have like tried. Most of them have tried to sort of like be sexual of some description.
And have decided it's not for them.
And it's not for them. But like if you are a sexual being and it's you impose upon yourself none of that.
Yeah,
that can't be right. Like, it's not
I shivered at abstinence. That shows you what kind of...
like, but like it's just because there's just something, and everybody's different, but like at the same time, like you know, just that niceness that just comes with being with a person, and you're just sharing that space and you're sharing that intimacy. And
sometimes you just want to be with someone.
you just want red, like.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sometimes you just want to share a train carriage or something.
just want to share a train carriage with 40 people crammed against you in your
Well,
cassock.
trains are very phallic, I suppose. Do you know what I just thought of? And I'm sorry if this is completely unrelated.
And onic, because you're in a big womb, a big steel womb,
Yeah.
and you emerge from a
Do you know the wee
steel
laundry person, like the wee father, the wee priest that has to do the laundry? It's like he's been on the fucking trains again. Do you know what I mean? Is he wiping all the jizz off the inside of his cassock?
Hold on,
Do you know what I mean?
I didn't think I had starched his stuff yet. Oh, right.
That's hairs. He sneezed into it. Oh, fucking dirty bastard. That's going in there.
Yeah, do you know? Oh, stinker.
Or a wee
fucking-
housekeeper. Look at wee Mrs. Doyle.
Aye, she's going, oh,
Oh, jeez.
what is it now?
Oh, what is that?
Oh, it's a bit
salty.
salty.
Did
Did you say salty as well?
Where are you going for lunch, Father? Because it's still in the front of your cassock.
Yeah,
And
your
it's-
cassock. Your cassock. Oh my God, I love it. You are not a man of God. You are are not a man of
He's
God.
saying it to himself. You are not a man of God. You're in the train.
Oh, God.
Please mind the gap.
Please let others get off before you get on.
Yes! I love it. I'm getting off.
The next stop
No.
is Creamtown.
Where do you get off, Covent Garden?
Next stop, Elephant and Castle. Oh. Do you know
Change here
there's a
for
stop in London?
Waverley Place.
There's a stop in London called The Ride, and I was like, "Is there a brothel here? Like, what's going on?" It was like, "Next stop, The Ride." And
Are
I
you
was
getting
like,
the raid? Aye.
happy days.
Happy, good for you, love. Good for you.
Well done, proud of you.
Go on yourself, love. You were going through a wild dry spot there, wasn't it? It was awful. It was
desperate.
terrible.
Sort of Fanny was eating the leggy, wasn't it?
Eating the front of your Lululemons.
Do you know what did you call your parts at your Lululemons? What did you call your parts as a kid? Like, what were you, speaking of Solecism, was there anything you
Mickey
ever
Fiddle.
called? Mickey
Fiddle.
Fiddle? Did you fiddle with your Mickey? I was like,
No, well, that's just what
your wee
our
Mickey Fiddle?
name was.
That's cute.
Your Mickey Fit.
Mickey?
Mine is very much a Solecism. In our house we called it your birdie.
Your birdie? As in your willy or your...
Your willy.
Oh, your willy was a birdie? Mm-hmm. Sure, really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. It just was your birdie.
My ma used to make us say, like, your wee woman. Your wee woman.
But I think it's good because there's a lot of women of a certain age
who can't say vagina.
but just don't have a name for it.
I used to think vagina was said fangina.
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 I think
Fungina.
That's a drag queen name.
Vegeta.
Oh, that's great.
Fungina.
That is great.
Vegeta galore.
Vegeta galore.
I think another good Irish word that's just made its way into the English language.
Yeah, galore.
Galore.
Galore. Mm-hmm.
Means plenty.
Plenty. Loads.
My
Loadsy.
galore. Yeah.
My galore.
I
It's
love
enough
that.
goodness.
Loadsy.
Yeah.
So they do because so then there's like instead of like so instead of a lot of women don't have something they have a lack of something.
Yeah.
So instead of having a vagina they don't have a penis, which is a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. You're seen as without something
You're
rather
not,
than...
instead of being like a being of yourself, you're not a
like,
man.
I was sitting thinking, this is why I don't smoke weed, because I already have these mad existential thoughts sometimes, and I was like, my body is a portal to this world. Mm-hmm. Like, I bring human life into this world. Women are amazing.
And boy, do you.
Mm-hmm. 4 boys.
Your children have their own postcode.
I know, it's really good. I need to just
many-
electronically
is it four
tag
you
them.
have?
4 boys,
4
yeah.
boys.
Yeah, all
You
insane.
are, but I suppose it's not you that decides
It's the man.
It's the sperm.
It's all their daddies.
I knew a girl who had a biomedical science degree and she didn't know that.
What?
She didn't know that.
The man supplies either the X or Y chromosome.
The sperm determines the biological
Her ma did
gender.
her homework, didn't she? Do you know those people in school? You were like,
didn't-
you're fucking mad at that.
You're mad at your homework, you stupid bitch. Your ma did your masters for you.
Yeah. I know
stupid
people
bitch.
who's like, their mas were helping them with their coursework in uni, and I was like, imagine that, having a ma who can write.
A ma who would do your uni coursework. What? That's great.
Doing course. I'm just like,
My
see,
ma
this
couldn't be bothered doing
this
that.
is people who had, like, I suppose, academics as parents. Well, my ma is very clever, very intelligent.
But I would have thought that you're like if
My
you're
ma wouldn't
academic-
even let me do my fucking homework some days. It was like, you're down and fucking clean that room or you're not
You
doing
know.
your homework,
You're not
Matilda. Do you know what I mean? Please, can I finish my book? Do you know what I mean? I actually remember I had to clean my room before and I was in the middle of this really good book, so I locked
What was
myself
it?
in the
Do you
bathroom.
remember?
I actually do, and it's embarrassing.
No, don't.
I was only like 9 at the time, but it was the Babysitters Club, right? And it was the final book, and it was about this thick,
And
and
you
it was
were
a
really
mystery
into it?
because somebody was like a murder mystery in this big mansion that they were staying in over the summer, and I was like, I'm sorry, mother, but I can't put this down till I find out what happens to Dawn.
What happens?
Do you know what I
to
mean?
Dawn?
Where does this dumb waiter go to? There was a dumb waiter.
It's always. I loved Nancy
fucking
Drew.
Wee bit of Nancy
Wee
Drew.
bit of Nancy
Yeah,
Drew.
Nancy Drew mysteries.
Nancy Drew mysteries.
Do you know what I was sorry? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why this just came into my head. What?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, if we go over to the Patreon, we can talk about our favourite books as kids.
Yes. Let's go, join us on the Patreon, please. We're going to have a laugh. We always do have a gig over there.
We have a big good.
So thank you to everybody who subscribes to our Patreon.
I have to say, I'm not just like just push it. It's well worth it because things, but sometimes take like an unhinged kind of like this is. If, believe it or not, this is hinged.
Yeah. This is
sometimes the Patreon ends up longer than the fucking public.
Episode. So it's good. So it's worth the money.
It's worth the £1 or a wee bit more if you have it. You know,
it's only £1. Your patrons only £1.
Yeah, it's only £1. So it is.
Oh no, that's only like 4p more than Westwood Gold. Come on, folks.
I know. Come on, you can get 4 fucking Westwood Golds for £1, 25 in the pound shop.
No, stop it. You're
Oh,
spend it on the 4. No. What?
Give us a £1.
No.
Give us a £1.
No, Cadbury's don't need the money. It's not even Cadbury's anymore.
No.
Traders.
What the fuck? Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We absolutely love you. See you next week.
See you soon.
Back.